Ready?
Yeah.
All right, so first off, I'm going to ask, name.
Jeff.
All right, Jeff, that's it? No last name? Just
Robertson.
Jeff. All right, so where were you born?
Pearland. Or used to.
Wow.
I grew up in Pearland.
That's crazy. I actually went to school at Pearland High.
Oh, okay.
All right, so how was it growing up?
I had a good childhood. Spent most of my time in the woods hunting.
In Pearland in the woods?
Yeah, down on Clear Creek. I lived in Brookside Village. So I don't know where they put the beltway in.
Most of those woods are gone now.
Yeah, there's not much left out there.
All right, so if you could describe how growing up was, and how about I say this, a special childhood memory, like one that sticks out more than any other.
That's kind of hard to say. Well, probably when my horse got hit by lightning and it killed my horse.
Your horse?
Yeah, we had 12 horses or more sometimes. And my uncle bought me one when I was like 10 or 12. And it was bad weather. I was at school, I came home, he was laying dead beside the barn. Lightning hit the top of we had two barns. We had like one big barn with stalls, and we had one that was just like an oak side. Yeah. And lightning hit and arced down a pole and then arced off his neck.
Did you end up getting a new one?
No.
Wow.
I didn't want another one.
Why didn't you keep him inside or something like that?
No, I don't know. I like that horse. It was a real friendly horse. I didn't want to go through that.
So you just stopped having pets at all, or did you?
No, just I had so many other horses to play with, and ride. So it wasn't no big deal. I mean, it was to me, but I got through it. It happens.
Okay.
We didn't have a lightning rod. Up to the barn. We put one up after that.
Got you. All right. So high school. What high school did you go to?
Pearland High.
Sorry about that. All right, so you say you went to Pearland High. Okay. What graduation year?
Oh no, I didn't graduate. I quit in the 9th grade.
Wow.
Is there
a reason why?
I didn't want to go there.
You didn't want to go to any other school or anything like that?
No, I taught myself everything I needed to know.
That's true. So your view on school is what? You think it's unless most of the things that we learn, you don't apply that to life in general, or?
Not really. I mean, math, sometimes, reading.
Like geometry and things like that? Doesn't
matter. Need for it. Never needed it in my life.
Doesn't matter, things like that. I understand, I feel you. Alright, so did you have any jobs growing up or anything like that?
Well, yeah, when I got old enough. I did asphalt work for a while. Worked with a roofer. Then I went and took a course in radiation safety and became a radiographer, well inspector.
And how was that? How was that?
I liked it. When I was young, it's a two young man's thing. It's a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of climbing up towers. The older you get, a little bit harder to get. Yeah, I got to travel. I lived in Puerto Rico for a while. Lived in the Virgin Islands for a little while, working. And traveled around a little bit. Got to see a few things.
So, after, once you got a little bit older, did you do military or anything like that?
Yeah, I went to the Army for 6 years. I got to go to Iraq and saw a lot of combat.
How was that? I see how my dad and things like that, how being in the military affected him mentally.
My dad?
No, you.
Oh.
No, my dad, he was in the Army and things like that, and I see how it affected him mentally.
Yeah, my dad was in Vietnam for 4 years, so my grandfather was in the Navy. My uncle was in the Navy. My great-grandfather was in the Navy. I just felt like I was supposed to go do that.
So you were military born, basically.
Yeah, I wasn't really raised by my dad, but I just felt like that's what I wanted to do.
And do you feel like, so if you had a kid, would you tell him to go to
no, he's already asked. I have two sons.
Okay.
I'm 25 and 22. And when he said something about wanting to go in the Army, I told him absolutely not.
And why is that? Because, at the same time, you went to the military, so why can't you go?
Because I know what it's about now.
Right.
I've seen how they treat you when you get out.
What do you mean?
People treat you, they don't respect veterans, most people. The government doesn't give a crap about you. They just want to medicate you up so you'll sit and shut up. They denied my benefits. I gave up on them. They want me to take all this medication. They got this psychiatrist, you have to go see a psychiatrist. Because I was having issues with sleep, had a lot of nightmares. I killed 27 people.
You say you did what?
I killed 27 people while I was there.
Wow.
I got 3 Purple Hearts and 2 Bronze Stars and a few letters of commendation. But it was tough. I watched a lot of people I called my friends get killed. And I had to kill people because it was my job. But at the same token, when I realized that we weren't really there in Iraq or Afghanistan for any other reason than to steal their oil and their drugs. The opium poppy is very important to the pharmaceutical companies.
Right.
They got to make their heroin and morphine and Demerol and codeine and make that without that little flower. They got U.S. troops guarding the opium fields.
Oh, so you're saying that the military, there's no like barter trade or anything like that, it's just gonna take it?
Well, basically, they get a better shot at it. They can move it in and out as they want. They have all the aircraft they need. My dad told me they were doing the same thing in Vietnam. Flying in Cambodia and taking plane loads full of opium. It's good money.
Yeah, but I mean, it's good money, but at the same time, what's the cost? You know what I'm saying? Like,
To the rich, you got to think about this real hard. To the super rich, you don't ever see one in a war. The wealthy people don't go fight. They take these boys out of these small towns. And numbers don't mean anything other than dollar signs. They don't care. They don't care when it comes down to it. I'm 100% convinced. They have no fear of losing people, but they have fear of losing profit.
so basically, money over
Yeah, of course.
human. Wow.
They say, whenever somebody told me this, I really liked it. They said, they always say you fight in the name of God. Gold, oil, and drugs. I mean, I'm not trying to shoot, I don't shoot down anybody in the military,
Right.
but the leaders don't fight.
Alright,
You don't ever see generals out there, or colonels. They don't go out in the field where they could get injured. You're never going to see somebody with the last name of Rockefeller or Rothschild having their son go join the military. You'll never see a senator's son or a congressperson's son. They don't let them go do that because they have money. You don't get drafted. You don't sign it. That's a fact. You know, I've seen it. I never saw one rich kid over there. Not one.
So they basically are taking advantage of the people who don't have money.
Of course they are. They always have.
Wow.
Since the beginning of time. They do it under false pretenses. They're over fighting terrorism. They weren't fighting any terrorism. There was no fear of Iraqi people coming in and attacking America. They don't have the Air Force and they don't have a Navy.
So do you think, 9/11 and things like that, do you think that was retaliation against how they were treated from Americans?
No, I think they did that themselves. Man. I think they brought down those buildings. That's
Right.
100% to me.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen film footage that got kicked off the internet quick of men running out of, they don't ever talk about the 3 buildings in New York that got taken down. There's 3 buildings.
Right.
The 2 tall ones in building number 7. Building number 7 had a small fire on the 7th floor. 10 minutes later, that son of a gun imploded on itself. After men ran out, telling people to get back, this building's about to come down. It's the first time in history that buildings have ever collapsed from any reason. Those buildings were designed not to come down like that.
Right.
But 2 or 3 days before this incident happened, they had been in and they had shut down a lot of the floors because I think they were wrapping thermal nitrate, thermal cord around these pillars to pop.
So it was premeditated.
It's my belief. From everything I put together and the interviews I've seen, and the specialists said they found liquid thermite in the debris. They didn't even do an investigation on it. They loaded that stuff up on barges and sent it to China right away. Why did they didn't even start investigating the 9/11 thing until like 2 years later? Don't you think they would have? You know?
So you think it was government oriented?
Of course. Think about it. It's hard to get all the American public to back them unless they give them a reason. They've done it throughout history. The Japanese destroyed one of their own railways and blamed it on the Chinese. That rallied the Japanese people to go into China. They did it during World War II. Adolf Hitler had the Reichstag, which was the main government building, burned and blamed it on a Jewish kid.
Oh, so you're saying Americans did it themselves?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I'm 100% convinced.
That's great. I've heard a lot of conspiracy theories and things like that, but
I don't think it's a conspiracy at all.
Right.
Because they called in, I've seen interviews with these people that work 6 days a week, 5 days a week. They were told, don't come in tomorrow. Like 600 people.
The people who meant something to them.
Yeah, the upper echelon. Now the workers, you got to have a few people die to make America angry. You see, you can't just go, hey, guess what? We're going to go into Iraq for no reason.
Oh, so what you're saying is basically they wanted whatever Iraq had, so they made basically a reason.
They made up the whole story about having weapons of mass destruction, all these chemical weapons. They didn't find any. There was no proof of any. They didn't even have the technology to do it.
Bush?
Yeah, you got to. I bet most people don't know this, but I did the research and it's a fact. Dick Cheney was the former CEO of Halliburton. Okay, Halliburton got 95% of the contracts in Iraq. They got all the contracts in Afghanistan. They put the president of Afghanistan out of power and placed Armin Karzai in. Armin Karzai is a family friend of the Bushes and an employee. That 2 days after he became president, he signed a document stating that Halliburton is going to make $375 million in a pipeline. And he put him right in. And now Armin Karzai's brother is the biggest opium drug lord in Afghanistan. You see how they win?
So it's all connected, basically.
Oh yeah, it's always happening. You just got to dig. 95% of the people out here believe anything they're told.
That's true.